Postmodernism by Urshan Mehta and Nick Favoriti. Postmodernism is the most recent type of literature, and examples of this include Hiroshima and To Kill a Mockingbird.
Postmodernism emerges around the 1940s and continues throughout the 70s and 80s. We still have authors and writers using postmodernist themes today. Events that inspire this moment were the end of World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Cold War, and the Civil Rights Movement. So we can see that a lot of this has been sparked by important time periods and important wars.
Further info. Postmodern literature is a form of literature that is characterized by the use of metafiction, unreliable narration, self-reflexivity, intertextuality, and which often thematicizes both historical and political issues. Often, postmodernist works are seen as challenging authority, focusing on the issue of racism and the search of goodness and humanity.
Shifting to a focus on the future, confidence through writing. With advances in technology and rights, Americans could better define who they were. Americans now saw themselves as a major world power because of their atomic bombs. Instead of writing sob stories and tragic experiences, we started to write with passion and fire towards the future. Literature started to resemble a manifestation of what our future could be. Women and African Americans. Through the postmodernism era of writing, we see that women and African Americans began to use their voice to spread awareness about hate and violence. With people like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X leading the civil rights movement, the African American identity started becoming recognized by society, as it is today.
So notable authors of this era include Harper Lee, Arthur Miller, MLK, and John Hersey. Harper Lee is the author of To Kill a Mockingbird, and the title of postmodernism fits very well with this era because it depicts how people reacted to the events of the modern era. During the modern era, 2 major world wars and the Great Depression left many Americans looking for hope in society. Arthur Miller was the author of Death of a Salesman. This play is the story of all human beings who are in search of success, love, pride, and ambition, but are oscillating between the modern and postmodern values, and this shows the struggle through this era. The oscillation from modern to postmodern values shows how people are overcoming their past and how they're starting to look towards the future. MLK is arguably one of the most influential literary personas of the postmodern era, notable for his actions in the civil rights movement and postmodern themes in Letter from Birmingham City Jail. The Letter from Birmingham City Jail showed how people started putting their rights before anything else and how they're starting to look towards the future of their brothers and sisters. John Hersey is the author of Hiroshima. His writing falls into this era with an onset of American confidence and freedom after the realization of our power with the atomic bomb.
Message of the era. The postmodernism era was characterized by new ideas and a sense of security in our nation. People started to live life looking towards the future instead of dwelling into the past. Themes of identity, racism, and search for goodness were a thought of everyone's daily life. To sum up this period, we would describe it as a correction of the past. And we can see this theme played out today in society as more people look forward towards the future, and the mistakes of the past are mostly gone as we continue into better lives.
In conclusion, postmodernism is more of a critical reaction against modernism. And the main difference between modernism and postmodernism is that modernism is more characterized by traditional forms like prose and verse literature, whereas postmodernism is almost a blend of newer styles and conventional styles that are trying to look out into the future and trying to solve human problems and cause more of a peaceful world through literature.